We're ready.
We're ready.
Real talk, no tea. Yes.
NT. Auntie NT.
Real talk, no tea.
We are real tea.
Hey,
No talk.
no talk.
Do 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 do.
We're bringing truth, not bringing tea. We're coming to
Hey.
you, what you see. Modeling runways, doing designs, everything that you got in mind.
We're real tea.
No talk. Ooh.
Do 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 do.
And there you
It's
go.
not permanent, but I mean, you know, it works. We're gonna keep working on it. We're gonna get some full lyrics.
Yes. Thank you, Queen. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the official episode 1 of Real Talk No Tea. I am your co-host, Crystal Alexis, and I am here with my fellow co-host, Christopher Brown
Hello.
and Sabrina Whipple, aka Queen Bee Waving.
Queen Bee Waving.
Queen Bee Waving.
Yes.
All right. So before we get into today's episode, we want to take a moment and we want to say thank you to everybody out there who has taken the time to follow any of our social media pages, our Instagram and Facebook. If you are not familiar, we will post the information below. Who has followed any of our social media pages, and also those of you who have subscribed on our
Yes.
YouTube page as well as watched our pilot episode.
Yay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you guys
much.
so much. Don't ashamed.
Thank you.
Gracias. Konnichiwa. Shishi. Yeah.
All I got is thank you and gracias.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We're so well-rounded over here.
Yes, it's the bilingual.
So much.
So well-rounded.
Yes.
But yes, we'd like to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to watch our pilot episode.
Yes.
So, as promised, we are back with the official episode
One of one.
1 of 1.
A number one.
As of today's taping, so today is May the 3rd. It is about, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
It is 8.
It is 8.
8:11.
It is 8:11.
Okay.
We have had 92 views on our pilot episode, and we have 16 subscribers.
Yes.
So I kind of need like a comma added in there, like
Right.
9 comma
Oh.
0.
I mean,
Okay.
because between the number of followers that the three of us have, and like we've been telling y'all about it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen y'all been watching. Y'all been
Y'all been
peeping.
watching.
Y'all been clickety.
Y'all see it on the stories.
Yeah. So thank you.
Y'all watching the reels, and for that we do thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. But go on and watch the
Go ahead and
pilot
watch the first
episode
one.
if you haven't watched it just yet. We would appreciate that, and then come on back and watch episode 1.
Yeah.
Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on those notifications so you can get that ding when it's time for us to drop a new episode or our bonus conversations. You
Ooh,
know,
You don't want to miss out on
you
that.
don't want to miss out on the bonus
You don't wanna miss out
conversations.
on that. Everybody likes a bonus.
Just a little bonus, little something in
something.
between. You know, in between the full episodes, just a little something.
A little something, as Maxwell say.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Maxwell.
Oh, yes.
I
With his
listened
fine
to-
self.
Well,
the man is
I-
Asian backwards.
Oh, I thought you better say he's Asian. I was like, Maxwell Asian? He Blasian black? He Blasian?
Blasian.
Black and Asian Malaysian?
Malaysian.
He's aging.
Aging.
aging
Aging
backwards.
backwards.
A lot of
And
them
that's the
are.
deal. And well, you know what that comes from? Drinking your water.
And
minding your business.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so
That's
make
what
sure
we do
that
over here.
make sure you're
You
doing
see
that.
the skin here.
That's why passing for 26 or whatever.
Okay, you see the glow? Yeah, glow.
Yeah, Chloe.
Get him, Glow.
Hey.
Shout out to
Glow.
Yeah.
Shout out, Glow.
Shout out, Glow. Shout out to my shoes.
Listen.
This is why
Hello,
I'm so
shoes.
funny. Yes.
Listen, you
We were
can
giving-
travel with us and our
Oh yeah, hello, shoes.
We don't win the
We're gonna go-
Grammy.
Now we in Jamaica, we at the islands,
We
the
are
Caribbean.
traveling
You know what I'm
today.
saying?
Yes.
Cause get into.
We done been to
get
South
into
America.
it. We done been
You
to
know,
South
hello.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, different types of modeling.
Yes.
All right, so now we're gonna segue into our next topic, and we promised that we would do reviews. So we all have a review to share with you. So Chris, please share with us your review of the collective experience that took place.
And you guys know what? It is so funny that you said sharing because Fridays are share days. I don't know if you all are aware of that because, you know, I'm originally from New York and shout out to PS 185. Okay, yes, public school. PS public schooling for those of you who didn't. Yes, shout out. So anyway, when we were in elementary school, they would say on Fridays you could share something. So you would bring in something to
Yes,
share
we
with the
have show and
class.
tell.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's what they did have show and tell down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we call it show and tell.
The
Okay.
game I play when I wanna say I love you. Oh, show and tell. It's the game I play when I wanna say. I don't remember the artist, but listen.
But shout out to them. Yes,
Yes.
'cause that's a classic.
Classic. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all know I'm the music segue. All right, I'm done.
Musical segue. Fridays are share days, so we are definitely sharing some reviews of some wonderful, wonderful events that have taken place recently. And also, we definitely want to take this time yet again. Shout out to Brian Adkins and Studio B for allowing us
The space.
The beautiful space.
Get into
did
the
this
Recording live.
Oh, that's a nice little chandelier.
I wanna swing from the not that one though.
No, because it's not
Don't
gonna
you bet
hold.
you don't do it.
We're not gonna swing from Brian's chandelier.
Some odd pounds. That's all we're gonna say.
So
Thank you, Brian,
Yes, thank you,
for
Brian.
the space.
Thank
We
you
really
so much.
appreciate you.
Thank you, Brian. And speaking of Brian Atkins, who is the founder, creator, and producer of Studio B Designs. Are you all feeling green?
Green is, I think green is my color for
Green
this
is the
season.
color.
Yes.
Green has definitely been the
I
color
have
of
lots
this year.
of green things in my closet.
I have quite a few
I've
green
been,
things.
I've been
Not-
getting
not on
some green
purpose.
things.
Get into green.
It just seems to
It should
happen.
happen.
And then
Mhm.
I have to stop myself. I'm like, why am I buying green?
Why am I buying green?
Yeah.
Same color green.
No,
Sea
I've
green.
been buying different shades.
Shades of green.
No, it's
Stay tuned for my Get Ready
it's
reviews.
always an emerald green. It's
Well,
an emerald green.
emerald green is very pretty. This is
Mhm.
very pretty. And you know, green is very nice on the skin, as you can
Listen,
see.
on our chocolate tit
And other lighter
skin.
skins as well. We don't want to.
melanated.
We don't want to leave anybody
That's
out
why I said
because
melanated
one
it.
thing about it at the collective, which was held on Green Day, which is St. Patty's Day here
Ew.
on March 17th. Brian Atkins and Studio B put on the collective, and the title of this collection was called Envy. And typically you hear people say, "Are you green with envy?"
Yeah.
And Brian opened up the show with a very heartfelt, heartwarming speech about inclusivity and how one of his friends said, "That's your favorite word, Brian." And then he laughed it off, but he definitely said, "Yeah, that's very true," because it's very important to him, which it is. It's not about where you work, what you look like, what's your size, what's your sexual preferences. Modeling is a safe space for everyone, and that everybody who was there definitely felt that when he talked about it. And he said that nobody should feel excluded. And there were definitely nothing excluded in the fashion sense during his show. Um, First of all, I would also want to give a shout out to Peaches and Cream,
Yeah.
who was the
yes.
opening act for Brian. She is a local drag queen right here from Charlotte's hometown, the Queen City, and a queen came through. Peaches and Cream did the thing, twirls, spinning,
I
trixie.
so hate that I couldn't see it in
Well, I
person.
have it recorded, and we're
It
going to
was
show
good.
you all. some
Yes,
snippets.
we're gonna
Snippets.
add some
Check
snippets
check
and
this out.
It's gonna come in probably around about this part of
Right
the
now,
segment.
as I am talking about
Right,
it.
and
So
Here we
yeah,
go.
so
You can see that.
Peaches and Cream opened up the scene, let the people have it, Spin 'em Trixie, Wham Wham Wham. And then there were also featured designers from Crown Vintage as well as Broken Boundaries. Wonderful collections held by both. Crown Vintage definitely incorporated the green in her pieces, a little bit of urban was mixed in with it. And Broken Boundaries, she came through with the lace. There was lace,
Oh yes.
denim. It was giving everything. And then, of course, our man Brian Atkins closed the show with the Envy collection, as you all are going to see. The ladies killed it, and I just definitely want to say for the closer, one of our very own, Crystal Alexis, closed the show
She,
with
me, and
the pony.
her.
Pony for
She let it-
miles. Pony for miles.
And
Let
it
it
dropped.
dropped and just was a train. The people gagged. The people lived. I lived. I gagged. It was amazing.
Shout out to Ebony Harrison.
Yes, Ebony Harrison.
Shout out to Ebony for the
The hair.
ponytail.
Yeah, design.
Low key, the ponytail kind of stole the show a little bit. So shout out to Ebony girl.
Yes.
Y'all
Did your thing.
stay tuned. Follow me
Yes.
at underscore Crystal Alexis on Instagram. Y'all gonna see the ponytail again.
Okay.
The ponytail will be
We'll
back.
make another cameo.
It's coming back.
The ponytail will. She'll be back.
It makes a comeback.
It always
It
comes
reappeals.
back around. Yes, indeed. So again, check out Studio B. We're definitely going to leave his links down below, as well as for Crown Vintage and Broken Boundaries.
Absolutely. We'll tag them when we post the
Yes.
videos, and the clips as well as their information will be below.
Yes.
So thank you, Chris, for
Mhm.
that wonderful recap. Sidebar, he didn't shout himself out. If you took any photos at the backdrop at the event where there was the balloon arches on either side,
Book him.
Christopher Brown did that, and so he does do balloon arches. Just shameless plug for everyone.
Or centerpieces or anything.
Or centerpieces, whatever you need
Or
involving
decor.
balloons and decor.
Yeah.
Whatever events, parties, whatever you may have.
In color.
Let Be Celebrated cover all of your party needs so you can be happy.
Yes.
Link will be below.
And again, we're gonna add some video that Chris has taken. We're gonna pop in some photos. We're gonna pop in some photos for you guys. So we'll go ahead and give a shout out to Suzanne,
Yeah.
Miss Suzanne. What is
Behind
it?
the lens.
Suzanne Slugs Photography. Thank you.
Yes.
Miss Suzanne. Suzanne Slugs Photography. She is responsible for all the runway photos, and then shout out to Vince Arts as well.
Yes.
He did some
Be creative.
behind the scenes and creative photos and some backdrop photos as well.
Yes.
So as we pop them in, we want to go ahead and give a shout out to the people who took them. So thank you, Chris, so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you. Moving on, as we're getting our recaps in, Sabrina
Yes.
is going to recap for us a show that just took place this past weekend before the taping, Back to the Future. But before she does, I want to make sure that she doesn't forget to shout herself out.
Yes.
So we want to take a
Let's
moment.
take a moment.
Shout out, friend.
Hello.
Queen Bee Waving,
Hostess with the most.
hostess with the mostest.
Yes.
I tried my best, y'all. I tried my best.
Entertaining the public and the people.
Yes, Sabrina was the host for the kids pre-show that took place before the main event.
Yes.
This was her first time hosting a show. I've heard reviews from the people, and everyone says Sabrina did an amazing job. Hate we were not there to see it. So just wanted to put that out there before she goes into the review. So Sabrina, tell us about the Back to the Future show.
It was literally a travel through time. So I was also the assistant with one of the assistants. Shout out to Jessie. Jessie held me down when I couldn't be there. Thank you, Jessie.
Hey,
Thank you, Jessie. Te quiero mucho.
Yeah, give her a little bit of that because I
Te
can't.
quiero mucho, Jessie. Muchas gracias para todo tu ayuda y tu belleza también. Porque ya sabes, la belleza tropical no hay ni igual.
Now he's showing off. Because I don't know that. I can't even do that in Japanese. Anyway.
Todo, Dane? See.
I speak English and Ebonics.
Okay, yes, Ebonics, because it is a language.
Look, we need that too.
We needed to. Yeah.
But no, I had to set up the main show talking points, and I really got to travel through time from the 70s to what we made up for the 3000s. So he had Raven. I do not know her last name, but Raven is also a model, cultivator, hostess, model coach, sign model, all that good stuff. But she was the computer for the 3000s version of the show.
Oh, cool.
So whenever he
Okay.
would say, "Computer, can you type this up, or can you give me the meaning of this?" and she would be like, "I'm computing." It was so neat. But anyway, you'll see videos of that
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
as
That's
they
dope.
come. I haven't gotten any back yet. But anyway, yeah.
More to come.
We had J Noel, we had Fabric to Fashion, we had Plain Jane, we
Yes,
had
Plain Jane.
Fats 15,
Mhm.
we had those were the main ones that actually like caught my eye. Like
Okay.
Miss Tessie took it back to the 70s. Like
Ooh.
when I say the scrunchy socks to the baggy jeans to the business suit with the messed up tie to
Oh, wow.
the actual fold over leather briefcase to the oh we had Shanti Styles by Shanti. She was there. She took us back with the basketball shorts with the formal button up and the sweater vest
Okay.
and the baseball cap. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So she mixed some things up. She's not a designer, but she's a stylist. So if you're looking for any stylist needs, you can hit up Styles by Shanti. Shameless plug for her. What else? Backstage was new for me. I'm not used to being helped backstage for a show of that magnitude because it was a lot of models in a smaller space.
Mhm.
So I was literally running around with my hair cut off. Um, yes, definitely want to do it again.
Yes.
I need to do over.
And who is the show producer?
I mean, the show producer, his name is Lamont or whatever. No,
Don't
I'm
do
playing
Lamont
Lamont.
like that. Don't do Lamont like that.
Don't do him.
Don't do Lamont
I'm
like
playing
that.
Lamont. I'm like,
Come
only
on
I
now.
can do
Y'all
that.
ain't gonna do Lamont
So
like
it
that.
is Lamont Johnson on
Yes.
Facebook. One Click Photography shoots on Instagram. Follow the
AKA
man.
LP.
LP.
He makes all of his props.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he can make, he gets made. So if you look at any of his past shows, any of his past photo shoots, especially with me, and shout out to his lovely wife who makes the big brim hats with the tassels, or just the big brim hats. She makes the enormous hair pieces because she did the boombox,
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
and then she did another hair piece where they
That's
had lights
right,
in it.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Uh,
Shout out to
We'll
LP.
grab some pictures of those
Yeah.
as well. And
Majestic
pop,
Misa,
pop.
follow her on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a really, really dope production, but I also got to see the stress behind it and why he feels like he has to rest for 2 or 3 days after the show because it does take a lot out of you with hosting, setting up, breaking down, and just decompressing. So yeah, I give him major props. I told him, I said, I'll be back again.
Yes.
Not to say I don't want to ever model in any of his shows again. I just love the backstage part. Like I just love that part. It's in me, y'all. It's the business side of things.
And it gives you a
I
new
can't run away.
appreciation too
Yeah.
for those that actually do that work behind the scenes, the designer assistants.
Absolutely.
It
And
definitely
the ones
gives
who
you more
didn't have
appreciation.
designer assistants, so that's where I also came in.
Do you
Oh,
help
wow.
them?
I'm helping people
Okay.
get dressed and get undressed and tie things up because J Noel had things that had to be laced up and tied up, but when it
Okay.
hit the runway, it was like boom.
Ooh.
Yes, that designer assistant part is very
Very cool.
essential.
Mhm.
I've traveled with Brian to be his assistant backstage before, and it's a lot of work. Y'all models be doing a lot.
Listen, y'all be getting lost. Let me tell y'all something.
We gonna need to go over model etiquette, cause
Stop getting lost. Stop telling me what you is and ain't gonna wear. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I got. That was my takeaways.
what you is and ain't gonna wear.
Oh yeah, that's my. I'm not gonna wear that. Oh yes you
But the
are.
designer picked you to wear that. And it's not about you. It's about modeling the designs of the designer. It's not about what you-
Okay, so sidebar. This was not a part. This was not on the agenda. But let's just say this.
Mhm.
When we became models,
Mm-hmm.
we came up under people who have
The
who
LPs,
taught
Kelly.
us the thought process. The Tiffany Flowers.
Tiffany
Yeah,
Flowers.
well, I didn't
was
get
gonna say
Um,
that,
I didn't get
Tiffany
Tiffany.
Flowers,
Tavares Gaither, shout out North Carolina Central, who taught us that as a model, you are a hanger.
Hmm. You don't talk back.
Part of your job is to be seen.
And I heard
99% of your job is to be seen.
that 1%.
So there's a line, there's a line. People who are underage, putting them in provocative or showing too much skin and things like that. Things need to be age appropriate.
Even for us, if there's something that
And
we're uncomfortable
if you're
with,
uncomfortable, right? If you, but let's make it make sense, right? If you're uncomfortable showing your body in public, do not audition for a lingerie show or a lingerie designer or lingerie boutique owner. That just
don't accept and then be like, oh,
don't accept, right? When the shows happen and it's somebody's fashion week, insert name here, insert city here, fashion week, and a designer from that event picks you to be in their set, and they tell you, most of them are gonna give a brief little about who they are and what their designs look like. You should be doing your research. We're gonna come back to research, but you should be doing your research.
Oh, I got a story for research.
And see what kind of pieces they make and what kind of styles they put out. And if you are uncomfortable, you tell them in the beginning, I am uncomfortable, or this doesn't go with my brand. I'm a more modest person, my religion, my background, my husband, boyfriend, whatever your situation is, you tell them that up front. Show day.
It's not the time
But
to
again,
be back talking.
And there's an MUA when you get in my chair.
Don't tell them what you is and ain't gonna get done.
The show producer and the designer tells me what your makeup is going to be.
I'm confusion.
And
So
hair,
to
Hair as well.
sum this up, if you go to audition or selected for a swimsuit fashion week, you will be wearing a bathing suit. And
whether it be
there
one
are
piece or two piece.
many different kinds of bathing suits. Some are thong, some are G-string, some are
have a
see-through.
cutout on the side. Some have a cutout
So
here.
do the research. But it's disrespectful when you tell somebody what you not gonna do. You don't have to do it.
And
But be smart about knowing what you are planning to do.
And also be aware,
Mhm.
if you wait until show day and you decide to tell the designer and or show producers what you not gonna wear, you're gonna tell the makeup artist what they can't do to your face, the hairstylist what they can't do to your hair. Be ye not surprised
When you don't walk
when you don't walk.
for nobody.
Ever.
Again. This-
Amen.
Amen. Okay. Just want to let you know.
We'll come back to
We'll
We'll add-
revisit this.
we'll add model etiquette to the list of things,
Yeah,
because
we'll talk
clearly, based on things that I see as a makeup artist and model backstage, the things I see as a designer assistant, y'all need some etiquette.
And you have to stop being so. This is
Uh-oh, phone goes down.
Not getting closer.
Oh.
like to say this, and you can attest. Just because you are a signature model for that designer does not mean the rules do not apply to you. You have to come in with your manners and behavior. Sit down. Do as you're told. Okay. There are no special treatment. You don't get to do whatever you want. No. I understand that you may be a person who follow directions, but when I tell you to go get in line, I need you to go get in line and line up so I can see everybody that's there.
If any anybody that is running backstage, the head of house, whoever is the head of the back of the house,
They're just like the producer
that's like the producer.
talking.
That person, excuse me, has been put in a position to gather the people, get everything together, and keep us on a time schedule, keep the show flowing, and it's that and the third. Like, go
should
where
be
you
waiting
need
for
to
you
go
to
and
put
do
your
what it is
shoes
that you
on,
need to do.
or for you to get your content.
Jesus.
I understand, because I am also a content creator. I suck at getting backstage stuff, but
It's time and place.
The time and
There's
place.
a time and place
Time
for
and
that.
place.
If you are ready and we're waiting on your scene to be called, do all the videos, all the content you want to do.
But if you're next,
But when we say that it's time for your scene to line up,
phone
come on,
down.
baby. Come on, baby.
But we will definitely revisit.
Well,
this.
we'll revisit this. Yes, thank you.
Because I can't wait for my show.
Come on back with it.
Come on back with
But
us,
we
friend.
thank you.
But we thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
No,
Do you have anything else that you'd like to add about the Back to the Future show, Sabrina?
Outside of he really took the time to, and I say for every show, he takes the time to make sure that the models can be as comfortable as possible, that the people attending can be as comfortable as possible, that the vendors have a smooth transition in and a smooth transition out. He takes most of the work himself. So I understand he can be a little but it's all in a creative's mind. We're all creatives. We all do things differently. So as we give him grace in this season, shout out to you,
shout out
LP.
to LP. Yes.
Listen, the creative.
The creative mind.
Yes, because I haven't seen anybody like it locally.
Nope.
So keep creating.
I am going to give a recap on Studio B models, the model call
Yes.
Yes.
that Brian had very recently. So the model call took place on, it was April the 13th, I think. And we had about 25 models to show up in person. We had kid models, teen models, and adult models to show up. And I'll just be honest, like at every event, show, or model call, the children ate the people up. I sat on the panel with Brian. It was just me and him watching the models, and I won't say judging, but selecting models. So he was having this annual model call, and he does every year because he's booking for different things. So this is another segue for you guys that are trying to get out there. It's good to go to designers who are having their own individual model calls because, like Brian, they're looking for multiple things. Brian in particular was looking to book for his show, which is going to be August 17th here in Greensboro. And then, but even if you're not selected for his show, he picks models that are great for print, or you might have a certain look for a particular garment or whatever the case may be. So he picks you for photo shoots, and you may be, the advertisement on his page or whatever the case may be.
Or his lookbooks.
Or in his lookbooks that he does. And multiple designers do that. He also is in other shows throughout the year where he's able to bring in his own models. So if there's a particular piece that he wants to see you in, he may call you up and say, hey, I'm doing Runway of Hope. I am doing Heartfelt Fashion, and I'd like to, put you in a piece. And he's able to bring in his own models, so you could just come and walk for him. And multiple designers do this. But yeah, so that was a brief little recap. Again, I'll insert some videos. I have videos from the model call. Thank you to everyone who came out. Brian will be getting back to you guys in the next few weeks to let you know if you were selected specifically for the show. But even if you were not, I can attest to the fact that he keeps a binder with everybody's comp cards in there, everybody's contact information, the sheets that you filled out when you came to the model call. So he has your contact information. And just because you don't do the show doesn't mean that you won't be booked for a photo shoot, a different show, something at a later time or something like that. So moving on, Chris.
Yes.
Chris is going to give us a brief recap. So recently here in Raleigh,
Yes. Raleigh, North
there
Carolina.
was an event, and some of our local models, we like to take a moment from Real Talk No Tea to shout you guys out and spotlight your event. So, Chris.
Yeah, so just this past spring, the Women's Empowerment 2024 event was held in the PNC Arena in Raleigh. And during that event, the wonderful, the undeniable, the incomparable Jay Bolin
Ooh.
spotlighted his designs. And so,
Mm.
if you don't know about Jay Bolin, he's a creative director, fashion expert, fashion stylist, born and raised in
Amazing.
Mississippi, Mississippi.
In
He-
the paint.
yes,
Oh.
and shout out to Alcorn University, which he also attended and
Chocolate,
graduated
sorry.
as well too. And he started his business, the Urban Education Fund, with his beautiful wife Nicole at the ripe age of 22. So talk about being an entrepreneur at a
Wow.
young age. You definitely can do so, and you can see his success. He has worked with a host of celebrities such as Tisha Campbell Martin, Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child, Latoya Luckett also of the original Destiny's Child,
Mhm.
Tyra Banks, Angela Simmons, Vivica Fox, and the list goes on and on and on and
Sarah
on
Jake
and
Roberts.
on and on and on and on and on and on. Because when you're good, you are great, and they
Okay.
definitely want you. So they say, hey, you're lucky if you get to work and be styled by J Bolin,
The
the J Bolin. So over 7,000.
Sorry.
junkie down.
Oh,
Junkie down.
sorry.
Junkie down. The junkie will be put back in
My earring.
as
Had a
Chris
moment.
continues. Well,
Wait.
he tries to gather
We can
himself.
edit this out. We can go
No,
back.
that's a blooper.
Sorry, Chris.
Shout out to Sasha Woods,
The
creator,
ultimate junkie.
the ultimate junkie diva.
I don't know why my
Creator.
earring just said no.
It wanted to make a special appearance.
Well, shout out to Junkie.
Shout out to Junkie. We love you, Sasha. So yes, over 7,000 people attended the event for the women's empowerment, and J Bolin spotlighted designs from his line. And we definitely, like Crystal said, want to shout out some of our beautiful local East Coast models, such as Nia.
So we're gonna jump right into it, guys. Our first topic for tonight's episode is going to be about model types. That is something that is important to know.
Yes.
As you are coming into the modeling industry, you need to determine what type of model you want to be. You don't want to be out here doing photo shoots that are here, there, and everywhere, jumping on any bandwagon of any show that is happening,
Just because you fit.
or whatever, just because you were available to go audition that day or whatever. You need to have a purpose behind what you're doing.
Yes.
And we'll come back to the topic of people who are serious about modeling
Right.
versus people who are doing it as a hobby, because that's a whole nother level.
That's
So this
another-
is to the serious models.
This is your goal.
This is for you.
Yes.
So let's go into it. The easiest two would be runway and print.
In print. Right.
Is what
Spectrum.
most of us know. So your basic runway, you're gonna audition for the shows, the local shows, the Winston-Salem Fashion Weeks, the Danville Fashion Weeks, the Studio B Ultimate Junkie. I could go on all day. Runway of Hope, the local shows. You know, in the Virginia area, they have multiple different platforms.
RVA Fashion Week and what's the DC one? That one. Baltimore Fashion Week.
There's Baltimore Fashion Week. You know, depending on there's Charlotte. Charlotte has a fashion week.
There's a Chicago Fashion Week.
There's every major city.
Has a
Let's
fashion
put it
week.
like that. Every major city has a fashion week, and then your designers have do their own shows and productions and things
Model
like that.
coaches.
Model coaches, you know, you have all kind of things going on like that.
Right.
So that's one type of modeling, and your ultimate goal could be, you know, to be a model that is called upon, and we'll come back to that later, but called upon to do a New York Fashion Week, a LA Fashion Week, Paris, like the big names and big brands.
or if you are signed with an agency, they typically will
Pick from the lookbook.
pick from
Right.
whoever their roster of models are,
Yep.
and then you will be walking for Donatella Versace.
Right. Or who? Yeah.
What
Exactly.
time for?
Whoever
Dolce & Gabbana.
contacts them, you know,
Yeah.
your agency may have a
High heels
direct.
on my tippies.
Hello.
High heels on my tip. I'm talking to Nicki
Dolce
Minaj.
and Gabbana. I am never tired of Nicki.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's one type of modeling.
That's what's up. And Rihanna has been jamming to it.
Yes. Okay. So that's runway.
Yes. Are we going to go to the other end of the spectrum and just print what print entails? Because print is an umbrella in and of
It
itself.
is.
Because there are different type of print models. Like Sabrina was talking about in the last episode. Again, another simple plug for you. If you haven't watched it, check it out. And so there is active lifestyle, sports, high fashion, simple fashion, editorials. Yes.
Lifestyle.
Yep. So
Yes.
they're under that print
So,
umbrella. Yeah.
all of those fall under your print umbrella. So let's go a little bit more detail into the different types of print. So obviously your lifestyle.
Right.
Lifestyle modeling is capturing you doing everyday things.
Right.
Walking through the park,
Kitchen.
in the kitchen, shopping,
bathroom.
And so think about the types of products that you could promote in that atmosphere. If you're in the kitchen, you could be promoting a KitchenAid product or whatever, and it's about hand placement and the action of what you're doing, and they're recording from
The
different
facial
angles, the
expressions.
facial expressions, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's a quick example of editorial. I'm sorry,
And
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Um,
Segue into
Editorial.
Yeah.
Yes, let's
Because that
go.
also could be editorial. You can switch it up depending on how your face look, depending on what you have on. You could be
Right.
in the kitchen and have on a ball gown, and that can sometimes turn into editorial or high fashion.
Right.
Just depends.
Right, right. So it just depends. Everything involves the background or the location in which you're shooting, the outfit, the hair, the makeup,
Or the photographer.
or the photographer,
Yes.
because editing is big. Editing makes a big difference.
Make or
And
break that editorial, the lifestyle the editorial, or
Right.
it
that's
just
a
not be
big
nothing.
topic.
That's a-
I think
yeah,
we should cover
we
that
should cover that.
We'll
because
cover that in another episode. Make sure you follow us.
and make sure
man.
you follow us. We'll cover that on a different episode about photographers
we'll
and like
have a photographer.
different type of
Yes.
photographers, and their editing style and how, depending on what you are looking for the outcome to be, regardless of what you shot, the photographer is going to make a difference. But yes, those are ways that you can transform what would be a lifestyle shoot into an editorial or a high fashion shoot. When you think high fashion, you're thinking couture, extravagant pieces, big pieces, and then they're usually avant-garde.
Yes.
And then they're usually shot in like areas that don't match the
I
piece
love
at
stuff
all.
like
And
that.
I absolutely, this is where I live.
Yes.
High fashion
love
and
it.
editorial,
I
like
love it.
besides the different types of runway, that's why I think that's why I
like that
like.
niche too.
Yeah.
Like put me in the subway with a nice suit, just sharp.
Yes.
So I got a dress, y'all, that's gonna be rewind.
Okay.
Did it?
Rewind
We're gonna do something with it. So y'all stay tuned and follow me on Queen Bee Waving on everything, cause I've cleaned up a lot.
Well, we love a good spring cleaning.
Well, we love that for you,
Yes.
friend.
Yeah.
We do.
Now, whatever is back in the past is in the past. If you scroll back that far, that's on you. Thank you.
Well, it's never wrong to take a nice look, a gander back behind, but always
So
go forward.
if you don't mind, I'm going to use this as a segue
Yes.
to another form of modeling.
Mm-hmm.
There's bourgeois
Implied
modeling,
nude.
implied nude, and then there's
Nude.
straight out nudity.
Nude.
So
Implied nude. So before we continue,
Okay.
the terminology that we are shooting out to you all, if you don't know, definitely look it up.
Please.
Google.
Because this is part of your
It's your
education.
best friend.
As we
being
told
a
you in
better
the
model
pilot
and creative.
episode,
Mhm.
Is your best.
is your best friend. So,
Yes.
you know, we've gone over the different types, Google them, look for images that relate, look for definitions, look for the type of models, photographers, and designers that use those types of
And
modeling.
creative directors.
And creative
stylists,
directors,
because they
stylists,
can make or break
yes.
your shoot.
They will.
Yes. So you want to look for people, whatever your interest is, whatever you think that you want to get into, you want to look for all of those people, hairstylists, makeup artists, designers,
Nails.
stylists, nail artists. All of these people matter
Yes.
in the final shoot, especially when it comes to photo.
Yeah.
Hair. Even though my hair is short, sometimes I throw on a wig and give you a little.
Right. The ability to be versatile.
It's a key.
The ability to be versatile.
Oh, yes. Versatility is very important.
Look on his face.
It's so important.
Versatility is important.
It is. Versatility.
However, you're versatile. It's important.
It's very important.
So yes, so those are different types of models. And again, I mentioned bourgeois modeling, and then again, applied nudity. It depends, you know, it depends on what you're wearing. Bourgeois, you can do just lingerie, and things like that. You can, and then applied nudity is where you may have on undergarments, a half bra, stickies, under a thong, whatever, and then you use things like a sheet
Pillows.
or pillows or something like that.
Or teddy
too.
bears.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, teddy bears.
I'm not a fan of the teddy bear routine. It looks really, striptease-ish.
And pedophilic.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
What
go
fantasy are we?
We don't want to give that.
there.
We don't want to give that.
We've
even,
seen it.
even when you give schoolgirl, you
Right.
still need to give
You
like
walk a thin
you want to give
line.
college schoolgirl.
Yes.
You walk a thin
I'm
line.
getting my master's schoolgirl.
Yes.
Right, you walk a thin line, so you need to have on a business suit with no shirt, no bra, maybe.
With the skirt.
Yeah, with the skirt with a little split, but don't have a long skirt. Let's go have a long split,
A
okay?
long
So
split.
we won't
Here with
Yeah.
We put thigh action.
Hello, thighs.
Get into
Thick
hello.
thighs.
They save lives.
So lies.
All right.
They do.
They want to be saved.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amen.
and you can't save them if they don't want to
Will
be
be
saved.
saved.
Hey.
Hey.
Well.
Because I would not be captain
Preach.
saved.
Oh. No.
Mhm.
No, 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 no.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
You don't love me, and I know now.
Hey.
No, no, no.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
You don't love me, and I know how.
It's a vibrato in this man's voice. It's keeping
Yes,
That's
vibrato.
what they do over there in Jamaica and the West Indies.
Hey,
They
hey,
have the
hey,
vibrato in the voice.
Niger.
Also, Shaniqua, my Capricorn, fellow
Yes.
Capricorn queen, Aisha, serving the people.
One of my favorites.
Renata.
Come on, Renata.
Come on, Renata.
Come on, girl.
Come on, Renata.
Come on, house
And,
models.
Of
Pop in.
course, a super warm, loving, proud shout out to who was dubbed by J Bolin himself as the face Honesty.
Come on,
Come on, Honesty.
Come on. That is my girl, okay?
Proud of you because
Such a sweet
So
soul.
proud of you. So deserving.
You're so humble, and I don't even like that word, but you're so humble.
and Honesty
humble.
was picked by Mr. J Bolin himself recently
Personally.
after she went to a model call out of 700 models.
In Dallas, Dixie.
In Dallas, Texas. This ain't Texas. Ain't
no
no hold 'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down.
Shout out to Beyonce.
Shout out to Queen Bee, Cowboy Carter.
The Bayhive.
But yes, so
Honesty.
sidebar, honesty. guys, Honesty did what a lot of
Mhm.
people in the area have not taken the opportunity
Mhm.
to do. She stepped out on her faith.
Mm-hmm.
She jumped on a plane. Nobody knew.
Mm-mm.
The model call happened. The date that the model call happened, the next day, I think a day or two later,
Yeah.
Honesty dropped a reel showing that she hopped a plane and she went out. And I literally was like stalking Honesty during the time frame when he was making the call back. So I'm like, girl, we answering every call. Like, we were at a model call. She's like, sis, hold my phone. I was like, I will interrupt the whole. Hello, guys, it's Jay Bowman.
Wait a minute, you're not.
One moment.
She'll call you back.
But yes, so shout out to Honesty.
Yes.
Shout out to her taking a step out on faith.
Mhm.
You know, she did something that a lot of us
Mhm.
should take the opportunity
Right.
to do, and stepped out on the opportunity to go out there. I think she did an overnight trip,
Mhm.
and went out there for the model call, and she was selected.
Yes.
So you don't know the worst
Unless you
thing.
take that
and-
chance.
yeah, the worst
Yeah.
thing that could happen is they could say no.
Right.
I mean, but what
And that's
happens if
true
they say no?
because You are not going to
had the
be a
experience.
yes for everyone.
Not everybody.
Not
'cause
everybody's going to say
listen.
yes to you, but you have to condition yourself, your mind, and your spirit
Right.
that I'm not going to be a yes for them, and I may be a lot of no's, but your yes is out there.
It
So
definitely
do like
is.
Honesty did. Take a chance, and if you aren't that yes that time, at least you got the experience.
Right.
And you've networked. So
Yes.
I will say, even if things don't work out the way you wanted to, still network while
Network.
you're there.
Yes.
Make friends. With
Always
people.
have your comp cards.
Always.
Always be ready to pass out, give out your social media handles, your contact information, your email, telephone,
you never
whatever.
know.
You never know. And find what works for you. Like we said, every designer isn't going to be for you.
Right.
Every show producer isn't going to be for you. You may hear more no's than you hear yeses, but there is the designer that appreciates your edgy look.
Right.
There's a designer that appreciates your professionalism, the way that you promote their event, the
Your
way that
unique walk.
your unique walk.
I can
Shout out to
say-
Studio B.
Hello.
He calls me the walk.
Okay. We have the face, honesty, and the walk. Crystal Alexis.
And I'm
but-
just the waves because
I mean, but people pick you for that reason.
Right.
People
But it's-
pick
it's
you
that
for
edgy
your
look.
look.
So
Right.
I used to think that I could not do bridal. Like I was told I could not do bridal because of the way I looked. And I have a designer. Shout out to Whitney Stevenson of Mahogany Brown Bridal in Concord. Lee Jerome in Concord. I am one of her signature models for both brands. So everywhere she go and she has them.
I mean,
be
but
there.
guys, doesn't that make sense? Is Sabrina the only woman in the world that wears a low cut and wears waves or has a bald head, a single?
The double
I'm
R
the
any
only
of
one
that.
in the world that models with waves. Let's just put that out there.
But like the whole point of a brand is to
too long.
beep beep. The whole point of a brand and the reason why people are out there is they want people to buy their product, right?
Exactly.
So regardless of what it is that you make, the more people that you can appeal to, because people like to see representation, people like to see themselves.
Right.
So whether it's plus size, adding a men's line, adding a kids line,
Petite-
adding petite models, whatever, adding people who are older models, silver fox models.
What's about the skin discoloration?
Yeah,
sometimes,
if you have different
Pigmentation.
pigmentations and things like that.
You taking a chance.
Okay, yes, different designers. If they are, the more people they can appeal to, the better. So for Sabrina to have thought that she couldn't do bridal because of the waves,
or just
there's women that have short haircuts, or whatever, that also are getting married. They want to see themselves. They want to see what they would look like dressed, in that gown and things like that. So don't put yourself in a box and say that I can't because you don't see others like that. Maybe you're the first.
Right.
because I'm the queen of creating a wave.
Because, I like to say for myself, they say, what do you think about designers that don't do plus size? some of them didn't do plus size until they met me.
Well, talk about a trendsetter. I lead the pack with my back to them.
Okay.
Oh,
Double beam back, stack the M's.
Okay.
About to make these rap again.
Oh,
that must be
sorry.
Fill my ass like a
It's sneaky.
Senko.
It's sneaky.
Bankroll. Shake my ass like a Senko.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, broke little bank. Broke bank, take a little bank. Hey, broke bank, take a little bank. Bank, take a little bank.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about a topic that I think that most of you may have been waiting on. Let's talk about New York Fashion Week shows versus other shows that are happening during New York Fashion Week. I want to stop right here and give a disclaimer. We want to shout out anybody who has done New York Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week, Paris, Milan, the big name fashion weeks, where you are used to and accustomed to seeing celebrities and things like that. Shout out to them in whatever capacity you have done so. But we kind of want to break things down and explain stuff to people and more or less give a warning.
Yeah.
So when we think New York Fashion Week, we're thinking your Dolce and Gabbanas,
Christian Dior,
Tom Ford,
Louis Vuittons.
Atelier.
We could go on. We're thinking of our big name designers, right? All of them, most of them do a spring line as well as a fall line. The spring line is usually premiered in the fall, and the fall line is premiered in the spring, if that makes sense, because you have to think that they're premiering things early, so for the season that's coming up.
Right.
So let's distinguish. When we say fall, we're talking about September, and when we say spring, we're talking
about February. Right. So the spring collections are shown in February. The fall collections are shown in September. Okay. So again, we're thinking those shows, and we're thinking those big name designers, and we're thinking those big name models like your Tyra Banks and your Naomi Campbell's and things like that, right? We're thinking about them doing what we have seen, what we've seen them do on the runway and what helped develop our thought process of what a supermodel is, right? Okay. Most of us in the area, we do have some professionally paid models, so I'm not talking about them. Most of us have not had the privilege or will not be getting the privilege to walk for those said designers on those runways with those celebrities in the bigger name housing spaces in New York.
Why, Crystal? Or should we tell them?
Sure. Go ahead. I'll tell them why.
So again, like we said earlier, I was talking about if you are a signed model to an agency, typically these designers, these big names, these houses, they reach out to these agencies, or they have agencies that are partnered with them, and they just go through the roster. I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Right.
So these models are automatically placed in these shows or selected, unless, for the off chance, especially I know a lot of times in LA, this happens a lot, because, LA is Hollywood. So your social media influencers, the people with the blue checks, those are the ones that get possibly selected because, and again, those designers know what's going to generate.
The blue checks that were given to you,
not the ones that were
bought. Not the ones that were bought.
Yeah. And also, in the rare event that somebody cancels, they will put out a model call, but you have to be there at the location, at the time, and you have to go by all of the instructions that they give, unless your walk is just that bad and they can overlook some things.
Right. There is that occasion that will happen. So during the week of, if New York Fashion Week is going to start, first event start Thursday or Friday, right? They may randomly post on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning
or Thursday morning
that they're having a model call on this day at this time, this location, be in line, comp cards or lookbooks, whatever, available. You come, you walk, you do the thing, and boom, you're in the show.
Model call could be at 11, show could be at 2.
Right. So you have to be that level of prepared. And again, you have to be prepared for the no's. There are professional models and people of a certain age. You remember when Tyra Banks did her modeling show, America's Next Top Model, and how they would go on go-sees and things like that, and how they were like, they just found out the information right now, they got to get here, they got to get there. It's kind of sort of like that, but like a cattle call, like mass of people. You may show up and there's 400 other models there. Some of them live right there in New York, and that's what they're doing with their life, and some of them have flown in or just taking their chance on New York Fashion Week and hoping that they're just going to get in.
You may not get to even model. You may even get to walk. Sometimes they walk through the line, and as they're coming through, they may be going to the bathroom, they may be doing whatever, and if they see you, they're going to say, hey, pull such and such from the back. Because they can do that, because that's their model call.
Right.
So you have to that's why the show producers and the model coaches preach so much about etiquette in a model call and in a rehearsal.
Right.
Because you never know who's watching.
You never know.
You never know who's listening.
You never know who's watching, and you never know who's listening. Absolutely.
So that's why, it's okay to laugh and talk with your friends, but not be disruptive.
Right. You gotta be focused. Again,
Right.
you
Show
are
that you're
your
professional.
brand. You are
Exactly.
representation.
And guys,
of
this
yourself.
is for any model call.
Yeah.
This is not just for New York Fashion Week.
This is for all of
We don't
them.
want you. We don't want you to get
Especially
mixed up
locally.
in the talk.
Because you don't know who.
That
Get in
part.
contact with you to get you where you want to be.
Right. And then, so, okay, back to the differences in the shows, right? What a lot of models in the area, local models, when we are saying we're going to New York Fashion Week, a lot of people have submitted to different platforms. There are platforms that are reputable platforms that are known by designers, that are known by stylists, that are known by department brands and big name brands and things like that, that have their own shows. We have people like High Tech Moda. I made some notes. Let me see. We have people like High Tech Moda, The Model Experience, Runway 7, just to name a very few. There are hundreds. Do your research.
Absolutely.
And you submit to them. Some of them do in person, some of them do virtual, and they let you know if you're selected. It is common, if you did not know, it is common to be asked to pay to walk with this platform.
Not the designer, the platform.
Well, it can be the designer, because with High Tech Moda, you pay by designer.
Yeah,
to
no, I'm
walk.
talking about for the model.
Right, and so what I want to be clear about is that in doing your research, keyword, research. In doing your research, this information will be public information. When you go on their website and they tell you, for example, the Model Experience. Everybody knows with the Model Experience, you have to sell like eight tickets. And it's whether it's in personal, virtual, whatever, in person or virtual, they have different options or what have you, but you have to sell tickets.
Whether you buy them all or not. Because, child.
And then you have other platforms that you just pay to play, basically.
Yep.
It may be a flat fee for the platform. It may be by designer. And usually if you sit down and do the math, it's about both of them equal out. The ticket sales or what have you, it equals out. Your research comes into play because you want to know, what are you gaining from this? What is this going to do for you, your brand, where you're going in the future? Do you just want to say that you walked in a show during New York Fashion Week or LA Fashion Week? Do you just want it on your resume?
Just to be in the city during...
Do you want the connection with the platform? Because some of the platforms will take you places. They'll put you in front of the right people. Do your research on the platform. For example, the platform that I will be walking on for New York Fashion Week, they specialize in having retail buyers. So as a designer, if you're trying to do ready to wear, they're putting you in front of buyers for big department stores. As well as there may be stylists, celebrity stylists who are in the room who are, fitting for this person, that person, looking for looks, looking for the next collection of this, and things like that. Stylists and personal assistants to celebrities and influencers and stuff like that. So again, you want to do your research to understand what it is that you plan to get out of this. Where a lot of us go wrong. So keep in mind that New York City is boroughs. There's multiple areas of New York. And I lived in New Jersey for 12 years.
I was born in Manhattan, born and raised.
And so I can attest to the fact that you know how there's Broadway shows and then there's off-Broadway shows?
Yes.
And off-Broadway could mean around the corner from Broadway. It could mean in Brooklyn. It could mean across the bridge in Jersey, or it could mean in Greensboro, North Carolina. Because Greensboro, North Carolina is off-Broadway, right? So do your research, because if you're having a show that's in a random building in a random location that people don't know about, it's not in the center of the fashion week and the bigger brands, it's in a restaurant. I've literally seen a show in a restaurant basement because it was during New York Fashion Week. So it was a New York Fashion Week show. Do y'all follow? Are y'all with me?
Make sure that you're following along.
Follow with me.
Follow along.
So you want to do your research. The event space matters. Having an event in a major hotel, a major event space matters. The designers that you're walking for matter. The platform matters. All of the date of the event, all of those things matter. So again, in doing your research, you want to know what you're getting out of this, and don't get yourself caught up in third parties. Let's talk about the scammers.
The scammers.
Let's talk about, because we got some local.
Ooh. Oh, y'all
Real
got
talk.
Quiet. Y'all got no tea.
No tea.
Okay. The scammers are local. They're everywhere. They're like roaches. But these scammers, they don't leave when you cut the lights on. They stand there and look at you.
I say, come.
Give me your money.
Come on.
I'll make sure you get here.
I'll make sure you get there. I'll make sure you get on the platform. Or they're telling you to pay them to submit your information, your portfolio, your comp card, your videos to the platform. I'm sorry.
Does that sound like it makes sense to you, America?
It should always be free to submit. You should never have to pay for a model call. You should never have to buy a ticket for a model call. You should never have to pay to walk in a model call or a go see. I repeat, you should never have to pay. I don't care if it's $2. I'm not paying to show you what I can do, and I can send you a video for free.
You want me to pay you to show you my talent that you're asking to see?
Because you need a model.
Without models, there is no show.
Let's say that again.
Without models, there is no show. And that's real talk.
No tea.
No tea.
We'll circle back to
on a different episode.
On a different episode.
Yeah.
But so don't get scammed. Again, do your research. You don't
ask people.
Ask for references. Anybody, and this is something that I've learned from LP, I've learned from Kelly, I've learned from Tiffany, I've learned from Kershonda. You ask for references. Ask for people's resume. If they have done the work they can show you the work.
That's what the
I can
website
tell
is on their
you,
website.
right, I can tell you the designers I've worked with because you can actually go to my page and see me working with those designers. You can actually go see behind the scene reels.
You can go to their page.
You can go to their
me.
page and see me. You can go to their websites and see me. So you should have the same, keep that same energy.
Absolutely.
Keep that same energy.
Don't get caught up in the hype.
When we talking about these people, don't get caught up in the hype and the excitement of. Don't get caught up in the hype and the excitement of, oh, I'm going to New York.
Be smart.
Do your research. Make sure it's going to be beneficial to you. Make sure the money that you're spending makes
It's
sense.
worth it.
Because going to New York alone is expensive.
It is.
So
I can attest. I can attest.
Okay.
I can attest.
as I'm getting my hotel and booked my flight and all of that for New York. Okay. But yes, so that's a good way to go ahead and segue into our last topic because we talked about getting scammed. So we want to touch briefly on people taking advantage of parents with kid models, and this is something that's near and dear to me. Being a model coach for NMTG, I've heard some horror stories about people investing. I've watched some things happen over the last year where the parents are just a little too gung-ho.
They're easy to spend their money and not ask any questions.
Or do research themselves.
Right.
Do the
Because
research
it's good.
themselves.
You know, it's very, I get excited when I do see the parents that want to support that child's dream. Or sometimes it's not even the child's dream. The parent just saying, you cute, yeah, you gonna make me some money.
Right. And sometimes it's them making their kids live out their dream.
Well, living vicariously through
your
their children.
And the children are
Word
happy.
of the day. Vicarious. Look it up.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go there.
As a model coach for kids, you wanna know that this is something that your child wants to do. You gotta give them time because yes, your child may be entertaining at home.
Right. Put on a whole
That's
show.
what you gotta think. That's
During
at home.
Thanksgiving,
Yes,
during
with the family,
Christmas, Yeah.
the friends,
Yeah.
mama, daddy.
At the department
Doing
store,
runway.
Mama.
they like their
Yeah.
outfit.
Right.
Yeah, all of that. But when you bring them to rehearsal or, for an event and you leave them with the people,
Right.
they become shy and timid because they don't know
know.
us. They don't know the show producer. They don't know the designers. So you have to give them time. I will say give them time. If they've expressed interest, give them time to see how they adjust to it.
Right.
It's very easy to notice within the first rehearsal or two, the kids that get it. We have 3 and 4 year olds that come to rehearsal and they have no clue what's going on, but they follow the bigger models because they like what they're doing on the runway. So they get beside them and they shimmy beside them and do the same thing. And that is how we start to build the structure for them, having them walk with another model or teaching them where to stop, where to pose and things like that. And eventually over time, if you're working with your kid, they will catch on.
Because practice don't just stop with the model coaches. They should be practicing
They
at
should be
home.
practicing at
And that
home.
goes for the adult models too.
Oh.
Sidebar.
Practice your walks. Look
Practice
at
your
yourself
facial
in the mirror
expressions.
sometimes.
Practice your poses.
Things. Oh gosh, don't hate me.
Well, we have so many episodes for you guys. We have so many topics.
They are unraveling right before your very
Right
eyes.
before your
There's so many things that we want to talk to you guys about.
soon
Baby,
to you.
coming soon to an episode.
Ooh.
An episode near
Near
you.
you. Don't miss it.
Real
You,
talk.
you,
Comment.
You.
Subscribe.
No tea.
Real
Click
talk.
the link. And it's
No
a bell.
tea.
Click that bell for the notifications
Then
so the
you
next time
can
you don't
ring
miss
my
it.
bell. Ring my bell.
Ring my bell. Ding dong ding.
You can ring
Ring
my
my
bell.
bell.
Ring my bell.
Ring
Ring
it. Ring it.
my
Ring, ring, ring.
bell.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So yes, Sabrina, do you have anything you want to add when it comes to the children and protecting the parents?
Oh yes.
Parents.
Etiquette for parenting.
Allow the model coaches to coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to sit there and supervise the designer or whomever has the model coach there for a reason. They've already screened them, so they're fine. If we give out suggestions, take heed to the things that we see that you don't see. That's it.
And keep in mind that as a coach gives you good as well as opportunities. We aren't going to be telling you things to tear your child down, to make your child feel bad, and we also are not going to do things so that we can get into a back and forth discourse with you, because that's not what we're here for.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you need to find a way to healthily and successfully get rid of your microaggressions that you have and your traumas that you have. Heal yourself at a different place and time. Going back and forth during rehearsals and practices and during coaching sessions is not the time or place.
It's a bad reflection on your child. Please understand that because I do one-on-ones on the side, right? I have the right to refuse anybody's money. My peace is more important than your money. You're not going to argue with me, go back and forth with me, and cause me stress and trauma because you want your kid to be a model. You also have to be realistic in the information that is given to you. You can pay all the money that you want to pay. You can't buy talent.
Ooh, say that again, because that was some real talk, no tea.
You can't buy talent. You can't buy personality, charisma, spunk,
uniqueness, and talent.
You can't buy those things. Either the kid has it or they don't. Now,
also make sure your child is coachable.
Ooh, because if you can't train them in basic things as clean your room, pick up your toys, brush your teeth.
What kind of look do you think we're gonna have with them as a coach? Or if you bring them to a show and you leave them with the designer or the show producer, what do you think that they're getting out of your child if they don't listen to you at home?
8 times out of 10, they're not gonna listen to us.
It's the same thing as public education or any.
Because if they don't listen to you. Me telling them I'm going to call your parent is going to do what?
Nothing.
So
exactly what they're gonna say.
You have to keep those things in mind and be open to the feedback and be realistic. Things take time. You are not going to, and same for adult models, you are not going to start modeling in January and perfect it by August.
Or March.
Or March. Or even by the next January. Like, you have to leave yourself time to improve in different areas. And you can't work, again, we've gone over different types of modeling. We talked about runway and print. Those are two different things. Some people can walk the line and do both.
Right.
Some people live in print because that's where they're comfortable. Some people live on the runway and they're only going to take photos to do their comp cards. They're only going to take updated digitals. And that's fine. Again, you have to decide what works best for you. But parents, please understand, you're going to work 10 times harder than your child. You are mominger, dadinger, whatever.
You are their protector.
You're going to get them back and forth to rehearsals. You're going to get them back and forth to shows. You're going to do hair. You're going to do makeup. If you can't do it yourself, you're going to pay for it.
You're going to do alterations.
You're going to buy outfits. If you can't do it, if you can't make it yourself, can't do the alterations, you're going to pay somebody else to do it. You're going to practice with them at home. You're going to make them do it over and over and over again, because it doesn't matter if we did it 100 times in rehearsal. You need to do it 105 at home. Repetition is key. And again, you have to follow the advice from the people who are trying to guide you, your model coaches, your show producers, your designers, whoever has taken the time to give you constructive criticisms and feedback. for your child or for yourself, adult models, take it to heart. And don't think that people are setting out to hurt you. Those people, as a model coach, as an assistant, as a model coach, as models with experience, we gain nothing from hurting you.
Absolutely. It does nothing
It does
for me.
absolutely nothing
Or
for my career
Nope.
to hurt you or to tell you lies. I'm only going to tell you what I think is best for
9 times
you
out of
or your
10,
child.
You already know. Because they live with you.
That tea.
Sip it.
So I think that's it. Do y'all have anything else on the topic, the kid models?
No, I think that was it. We've touched on everything.
We've touched on.
But listen,
A
y'all,
lot
if
of
y'all
things.
think we didn't, comment,
Below.
Comment below. Yes.
email
know.
us, message us
message us.
individually.
Yes, hit the DMs.
Hit that slide through the DM. It's
Hit
going
us
down in the DM.
DM.
Hey, it's going down in the DM.
Going down. Hey, in the DM. In the DMs. Going down in the DMs. That you'll say in my DMs because somebody is married and they.
Okay. So yeah, if you share your thoughts, please. If there's something that you think we missed,
Yes.
please leave a comment, DM any of us. Again, we will add our information below here.
Below.
No question is a stupid question.
It is not.
No question about the podcast is a stupid question. If you come in my
Right.
DM asking me stupid questions, I'm going to tell you that you asked me a stupid question.
And it may end up as a topic on the podcast.
You may be a topic on the podcast.
Oh.
But yeah, so we've covered a lot of things tonight.
Yes.
There are several topics that just through talking that we will be adding to the topic list.
Don't
Guys,
miss
we
out.
have no shortage. No shortage of topics
We're not going anywhere.
that we'd like to share with you guys. So again, please
We'll be
make sure that you
back.
are like, share, follow us on social media. Our social media handles, our Instagram handle is RTNT_podcast. On Facebook, it is Real Talk No Tea Podcast. We will be sharing behind the scenes reels, clips, and things like that. Our personal pages as well as on our podcast pages. So again, for our personal social media pages, find them
And
below.
on Facebook, you can also now subscribe to Sabrina. So hit that subscribe link. It's 99 cents. Knock yourself out.
Okay.
For exclusive content, subscribe to her. Thank you guys so
Okay.
much.
Yes.
Until next time.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for episode 2.
There's more to come.
More to come.
No tea.
Real talk.
Thanks,
no
guys.
tea. Bye.